Hey guys, we are here on location at SafeHaven, Tarrant County. We are really excited to have them be a part of our Together program. If you haven't heard about Fort Worth Moms Together program, we started it in 2018, and our goal is to come alongside local nonprofits and just kind of support them with our platform and with what we do well, which is community. And so they're the hands and feet of Fort Worth, and so we're trying to just connect you guys with what they're doing so that you can help, so that they can get resources directly to you. And so this year, for 2019, we decided that we are going to focus on organizations that help women in crisis, specifically that help fight violence against women. And so SafeHaven Tarrant County was just kind of a natural choice for that. So we're excited for you guys to hear from them. They're going to tell us a little bit about who they are and how you can get involved. So let's go. We have with us, we have Megan and Emily. And they're just going to tell us a little bit about SafeHaven. So can you tell us first kind of what do you guys do? What is SafeHaven Tarrant County?
SafeHaven is Tarrant County's, can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yeah.
We're Tarrant County's domestic violence service provider. So we provide all of our emergency shelter, we provide all of our supportive services. We're about a $9 million agency here, and we are open and ready to serve. Emily and I both work in our fundraising department. Em, take it over.
So SafeHaven really does everything from start to finish for the clients who come to us seeking freedom from domestic violence. So we do everything from shelter to legal help, transitional housing, and counseling. So really everybody who comes to SafeHaven is going to experience a little bit different treatment. There's no set in stone way that we go about things. It really depends on the individual. We make sure that everybody's treatment plan is specific to them and what's going to be best for them and help them get that goal of freedom from domestic violence.
So freedom from domestic violence. Talk about a little bit about your building. You were telling me about how this is a family justice center. When we walked in, this building is just huge. It's got 3 stories, is that right?
3.
And I mean, it's open and just light and airy, but tell us why this building, what do you all do here?
So the building was really intentional. It was created to be very light and airy. This is a hard topic. It's pervasive. 1 in 3 women will experience domestic violence in her lifetime. We want this to be a warm and inviting space that somebody can come and get the help that she needs. So the building is a co-location of services. There's 22 different organizations here in this building. We all offer services to help survivors of domestic violence. And we do everything from emergency shelter to counseling here. We have a daycare here. There's crime victims compensation, so there's a police force on the 2nd floor here. It's really intended to be a one-stop shop for all needs.
That's awesome. So who can come to you for help? Is it women, children, anybody?
SafeHaven, we serve more children than we do adults, just by the nature of that. We serve moms and kids, we serve single women, we serve men, we serve anybody that domestic violence affects.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about how to know if you need to reach out for help. What are maybe some warning signs or something that if you were to speak directly to women of Tarrant County or families in Tarrant County and say, here are some things that we can help with.
Okay. You want to take that one?
Sure. So there's a lot of different things that you can look for. It can look like financial abuse, spiritual abuse, or physical abuse. And one of the main things that we really encourage everybody to do is to start by believing. This past October, we did a Start by Believing campaign for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we really are encouraging the community that if somebody comes to you and discloses that they are going through something like this, just start by believing them, because it's one of the most underreported crimes, and it's very, very uncommon for someone to falsify that information. And so if you think that somebody you know is in trouble, or if you yourself is in trouble, we encourage everybody to reach out to our hotline. It's 24/7, and the people on that hotline can help you, and they will help you if you need SafeHaven services. They'll help you figure out what the best course of action for you is. But if what you need isn't what SafeHaven has to offer, they will still connect you to what would be the right thing for you. So it's a really good resource for anybody in the community to get help for what they need.
Yeah, that's great. So it's not something where you might call and just get turned away completely.
Right.
If you call, they're going to find a way to help.
Absolutely, whether it's SafeHaven or somewhere else, they will connect you.
That's really neat.
And domestic violence is all about power and control. So if you feel that you're in a relationship that is based on power and control, we urge you to give us a call. Have a conversation. We're always here. A lot of times our hotline is an entry point into service, but a lot of times it's also there just for referrals or resources and things like that as well. So we're always just a phone call away.
That's great. That's really great. So, what can someone expect if they call in? Kind of walk us through, like, what can they expect as far as things that you have to offer to help them?
Well, we're pretty unique here in Tarrant County. SafeHaven is Tarrant County's whole domestic violence service provider. So we really run the gamut of what we can do. And like I said, we operate our 24-hour hotline. We also operate our emergency shelter. We also provide counseling. We have play therapy for your kiddo. We have legal help. We also do quite a bit of prevention work in the school districts. We also have reformative services where we work directly with offenders. We really firmly believe that if this was a women's issue, we would have solved that. So we are really trying to wrap our arms around the whole issue and really try to work from all angles. We also have a housing department. We really, any point of a victim's journey, we really try to be there for them in that time. So we try to meet the client where they're at. So whatever it is that they need, we help to provide that. And like Emily said, if we don't provide that directly, we work with other agencies that do. There are agencies out there that we work with job force development. There are agencies we work with immigration things. So really whatever it is, we look to get you connected.
And when you call the hotline, they're going to talk to you about what would be the best course of action for you, and one of the main things that they're going to work through is a safety plan, because leaving can be one of the most dangerous times, and so safety is at the front of everything that we do at SafeHaven. So that's really the number one priority for any situation that you're in.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that makes sense. So, you were saying that this is just one of 2 family justice centers like this in the nation, is that right?
In Texas.
In Texas,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay, that's still, Texas is
We're
big.
very proud.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So, you were talking about how somebody trying to get free of domestic violence would have to go through how many different stops in order to get everything that they needed, because there are a lot of obstacles. There's financial issues, there's housing, there's safety. I'm sure there are many, many more. So,
Absolutely. So, the Family Justice Center model is intended to be a one-stop shop for survivors of domestic violence.
Yeah.
A study in 2006 yielded that it took 36 stops for a survivor to get the services that she needed. So we all came together in this building and we looked to provide all of those services in one place for that survivor. I'm sure you can imagine with so many barriers, it gets more and more difficult to leave. We get the question a lot of, why doesn't she just leave him? Why does she stay? It's a complicated answer. There are a lot of different reasons. Like Emily said, the most dangerous time is when leaving, and they know that. So a lot of times it's easier, it's safer, it's the devil she knows, if you will.
Yeah.
So, we don't work on any kind of condition. We try to be the best possible service at the worst possible time of her life. So what that journey looks like for an individual looks different for everybody, but we're glad that we can be together here in this building to be hopefully the answer.
Yeah, that's neat. I had heard years ago when I was in a different job that a woman will leave 7 times before she'll leave.
7 to 9.
7 to 9.
Yes, ma'am.
So with that in mind, do you all follow up with clients? How do you continue to help somebody who maybe is not quite there yet, is maybe in their first or second time, and is still trying to figure out what this looks like?
Just the other day, somebody asked, what's the average amount of time you're with somebody from beginning to end of service? It's a really hard question because it does take 7 to 9 attempts to leave, and so a lot of times we'll get a phone call on the hotline. We might get a shelter stay. Then we won't hear from you for a while, and then we might see you back in the shelter, or we might see you in counseling, or even in legal through divorce or child custody. So that can be really a long journey. We don't ever turn anybody away. You can come to us as many times as you need for any of the services that you need. You're always welcome. We find in our shelter, if we can get someone to stay about up to 4 weeks or more, that you have about an 80 or higher % success rate as far as moving on to permanent housing on your own, living independently, and things like that. So we try to keep folks for as long as possible, but again, we want to be what it is that they need in that moment, so we're flexible too.
Yeah. So in Tarrant County, what is kind of the percentage or some statistics of domestic abuse and kind of, it's something I feel like is fairly unseen, and so you might be surprised by how prevalent it is.
Nationally, it's 1 in 4 women. In Tarrant County, unfortunately, it's 1 in 3. It's a pretty pervasive issue. There are a lot of argument as to why that is. At the end of the day, we're glad we're here. We continue to see an increase in our numbers as far as our shelters. They remain fairly full currently.
I looked at it this morning. We have 130 people in shelter right now, and our capacity is 164, and about 85 of those are children. So we have a lot of people in shelter, and we're relatively full right now, which summer is typically our heaviest time. So it's interesting that we're so full right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. So for our viewers who would like to somehow come alongside of you,
Yes, ma'am.
what are some ways that they can get involved?
Full gamut. So we have a robust volunteer department. We're always looking for folks that want to volunteer and support in that capacity. We have several different events throughout the year that we're always looking for participation. There are things that we can always use raising awareness.
So more specifically, we have on volunteer needs, we would have individual and group. We love to have groups come out, whether it's groups of people in the community or if they have a company that wants to come out. We have a lot of people like repainting the shelter and updating the landscape and things like that to just kind of keep those things
I'm sure
up.
you can imagine operating
Yes.
shelters comes with a bit of work.
A lot of work.
Yes.
We have about 150 staff and 150 volunteers. So we really use our volunteers heavily to help us do what we do here. But then on the other side of that, we also have, like Megan was saying, the fundraising events. So we have 2 a year. We have Purple Party coming up on April 12th, and we also have Legacy of Women, which is a luncheon on October 18th this year. So we're also always looking for that, and we also need a lot of in-kind items. So we have an Amazon wish list that we utilize, and that is a huge help. We also put out a monthly immediate needs, and those are the things that our program staff are telling us that our clients need immediately. They're the things that we need the most at the moment. So we actually just posted that for the month of March. So it's on our Facebook page. If anybody wants to go look at that, they can absolutely help with those items.
I'm sure you can imagine there's always like trends, like oh, we really need over-the-counter baby medicine, or we're really in the need of feminine products. One of the unique things that we do here at SafeHaven that I'm really proud of is that when mom comes in with her kiddos, we see the mom as our client. We also see the children as our individual clients. So mom will get a case manager and a counselor, and kiddo will also get a case manager and a counselor, because we understand that mom is not in a place that she can possibly help through that with her kiddo. And one of the things that we have found is that hope and resiliency is really what can get kids through a difficult time. And that's why when they come into the shelter, we try to build that hope and resiliency through a gift. It's just one small way that we can help make a big impact in the future. And so we always have a need for gifts for kids. So when the kid comes in, they always get a gift. When the kid goes, they always get a gift. Kids upset they left home, they've left dad. So we really try to make that as positive as possible. And so it's always a big need as well as gifts for the kiddos.
What sort of gifts? Toys, stuffed animals?
Anything.
Also teen gifts.
Yes.
Teen gifts. We usually run low on teen things. So.
I'm sure you can imagine
Yeah.
it's easy to find things for the babies, but those teens are harder to get for.
They can be.
Yeah.
Well, neat. Okay, tell me a little bit more about the Purple Party, because that's coming up next month.
Yes.
So how can people get involved? What's that about?
So people can buy tickets, or they can buy tables to the event. It's on April 12th at the Ashton Depot downtown Fort Worth from 6 p.m. to about 10. It's a really fun event. We're in our second year. Last year we actually raised enough money in the first year to do 2-month stay for 13 families in shelter. So that's huge, because 2 months, like Megan was saying earlier, 4 weeks is kind of the tipping point. So that's when we see people really finding more success, but every period of time after that, they're more and more likely to find that freedom from domestic violence. So 2 months is kind of our goal. So for 13 families, Purple Party last year was able to do that. We would love to do even more this year. It's a really fun event. It's open bar, silent auction. We have this thing called a mystery wall that's really fun, a really great dinner, brief program, and it's kind of the perfect mixture of a fun night out while doing something good too and supporting a great cause in the community.
That's awesome. And so we will have a link to that site so that viewers can go and buy tickets or sponsor a table.
Yes.
You said, and so that will be linked on this video. And yeah, is there anything else before we go that you would just want to say to the families of Tarrant County?
We're just so grateful for y'all's support and for this platform. If anybody knows anybody in need, we hope that they reach out. We hope that they give them Safe Haven's information. We're here 24/7 and always happy to help.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for meeting with us.
Yeah.
And so we will have all of the information that you heard about here in the video. It will either be in this post, or you can look in the comments and find links to their Amazon wish list. You can also find their website as well as their hotline. If you or somebody that you know needs help, I hope that this video encourages you that you are not alone and that we are in a place that is well equipped to help you or other people in your community. If you would like to get involved, please reach out, look on the website, go to the Purple Party, which sounds like a really great date night or girls' night out. And if you have questions for Safe Haven, you can put those questions in the comments, and this video will be up on our Facebook page, and they'll be able to answer those questions for you. Have a great day.